Hello lovely people, how are you all doing today? I hope you're feeling good. I'm okay, still a bit low on energy, but I've put this job off for a couple of days, but you know what, I think the energy is going to stay low, so I'm going to just crack on. I'm out here in the hall under the skyline. It's getting really dark out there, it's about to chuck down. I like the sound of the rain on the window though. So I've been out and about this morning, running around doing outdoor stuff. Good, now I'm back and facing all of this. It's definitely another clipboard day. Right, so where are we at? Pretty much everything from the shed is now home, apart from 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 items. So I'm at this stage where, yeah, it's just like finished packing all the garden stuff up. I haven't started packing my home yet because I haven't found somewhere to live. We'll come on to that in a second. So at the moment, I've got a few last bits and bobs to pack here. We can do that in a second, this last box. And behind you there's 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 10 boxes already packed. Chaos, chaos, chaos. When I was over with Richard and Paul, we were chatting and we got onto the subject, I got onto the subject of talking about possible timescales for me and, you know, hoping to move. And I was saying how one of the things is there will come a point where I'm happy with the flat, where I need to get estate agents in to give me a value, and then we get underway with the process of me selling. So when I get to that stage of wanting the estate agents to come in, all this clobber that's in the hall, I'll just turn you, hold on a sec, it's going to be clunky. Oh, sorry. You can see, look, oh my goodness, all of that. And then, I can't see what you're seeing now. And then, sorry, it's bringing around too fast. This is what I'm just going to pack today. Bits and pieces. Yeah, I'm really sorry that was so clunky, and it's going to be clunky again just while I put you back. But rather than stopping and starting and editing and blah, 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 let's just carry on. Obviously, I don't want all of this stuff in the hallway when the estate agents come to value my property, nor when I have viewings, because it just looks a blimmin' mess. And one of the reasons for spending quite a chunk of money getting this hallway sorted was to make that fabulous first impression. So where those boxes currently are, I'm going to have one of those beautiful wood and cane chairs that I bought, just sitting in the corner there. A couple more plants, that's it. So, yeah, like I said, I was chatting away with this about with the chaps when I was over to see them. And as I was talking, Richard and I were talking through sort of a schedule sort of thing. Paul started looking up for me prices for storage. There's a couple of storage units in my area-ish. They're not that close. Certainly they're not close enough for me to carry a box to. And was reporting back, and the prices astonished me. It was quite a bit more expensive than I had thought it would be. Plus, on top of that, of course, I'm going to have to hire for a couple of hours woman in a van or man in a van to take all this stuff down all these stairs, get it into the van, get it to a storage unit and get it offloaded at the other end and into storage. So yeah, it was a bit of an eek moment. I suddenly thought, actually, that's all going to cost more than the value of the things that I want to store. It doesn't make sense. I'd be better off chucking everything. Just chuck everything, start new down the line. But I don't want to, because some of this is vintage stuff, some of it's sentimental stuff. So, ever the practical girl, I've just had to have a rethink and think, okay, if I can't put any of this stuff in storage, or should I say, if I don't want to because it's going to be too expensive. Because you know what if I don't sell? What if my flat sits on the market for 4 or 5 months, 6 months without selling? Now, I don't think it will. I think it will go fairly quickly, just because of the price range it's going to be in that low price range. There's very little else on the market. So I think it's more the other end of the deal. Me finding somewhere to live could take months. So, yeah, I don't want to be forking out hundreds of pounds for storage for a few months. So, how am I going to get all of this stored in this little flat? So that's what I've been thinking on, and I've come up with a plan which I'm going to share with you. But first of all, I've just got these very last few bits, and now this basket is not going to fit in. So what I've decided is, let me bring you down a bit, and then clonk clonk. I think I will. Hang on a tick. Yeah, so I've got this box, which is slightly on the go already. This is just the last of some of my metal signs, and my lovely birdie, which I rescued off the fence, and they should fit in there. I don't think. Nah, that's not going to fit, so that's going to have to stay in a kitchen cupboard somewhere. But yeah, I sort of just made the decision, right, this is the last box that I will pack. Anything that doesn't fit in this box now either has to be thrown away or fitted somewhere else. My horrie knife is not being thrown away. That is very precious. So that can go in this box. And if it in there. Oh, these need cleaning and sharpening. But also my Falcos, I'm not actually going to put them away because hopefully I'll be using them in the summer to harvest lavender. So they're not going to get packed. I think that might be it for that box. For now, that watering can's going to sit on there for now. None of this is staying in the hall. Right, plans for this basket. They're staying out anyway. Oh, tape can stay there. That needs to find somewhere indoors. My metal bucket, that can, and I'm going to use that indoors or something. The welly boots I'm going to hopefully fit into the wardrobe, but more creaking, sorry, without a second pair of hands for camera work. So, let me show you what I'm planning, not just in terms of these boxes here with this garden stuff, shop stock, etc., all sorts. This is going to be a massive rejiggling day, and we might not finish it all in this one video. It might be that I finish it and show another day. And the other thing is, out here I want to do a big clean. I'm really quite ticked off because we've had, like I've mentioned, you're coming off again, sorry. We've had all these builders in and out. Oh, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to take, to get, you know, for quotes for this work outside. Look at the filth. Look at the filth. That's hands. And I don't know if it'll pick up, but all of this has been scuffed and grubby. Can you see? So all of this that was all lovely and clean and new, I'm going to have to redo. But yeah, I've tried wiping, but there's no point until that work has been done. So it's another that I think that's one of the things that's been making me get a bit fed up and grumpy of late, is doing a job, thinking I'm done and dusted with it, and then like now it's like, well, I'm gonna have to do that job all over again. It's almost like doing it the first time was a waste of time. Obviously it wasn't. I'm trying to keep my cool, but there we go. So yes, goodness me, onwards and upwards now. So like I said, that one's going to stay. That's going to come upstairs into the flat. That's coming in the flat. This is all coming in the flat. Granny trolley is not. It's on its very last legs. I can see that actually ending up being chopped up for the bin at some point. But yeah, let's get in the flat and I can show you everything I mean and I'm talking about today. Oh. Slowly she goes. So, in terms of what space have I got? I've got a wardrobe. So those 3 sections, and then at the top there's a cupboard at the top. Now at the moment, so this is all going to come out today. This all has to come out. I'm not sure if there's anything up there I can get rid of. I don't think so, but I'm hoping there are fabrics and things at the back that basket, my harvesting basket, will fit in here, but with the fabrics in them. We'll see. Packaging, that's tape, packaging for my shop. I've got plans for that in a whole new area. Then, this is fairly full, you know, clothes, obviously, bits and pieces. What you can't see is the back of each shelf has now got things like, is it this one? I've got spare Tupperware. It's ridiculous. In here I've got, that's my spare, the light won't let you see, but that's my spare vintage crockery. But then again, right down here, this shelf, again, the light won't let you see, but that's all packaging materials, envelopes and things like that. So that's going to come out and be a spare shelf for a bit of clothing, because the wardrobe is going to be emptied, and I've worked out that I can get, on what we saw on the landing of those boxes, I can get 8 of the 10 of those boxes from the corner in here, and still leave a little tiny bit of hanging space for current clothes. But a lot of my shirts, they can be folded and then put into that one down there. That's not a problem. There's some couple of winter dresses, winter coats and things, they can go into storage. I'll show you what I'm doing by way of storage in a second. That's the sewing machine. That will come out and it's going to be staying out now. There's not much room down in my shoe department, but where this lot are at the back, there is one shoe space, so my wellies can go there. So that's going to be quite a big jiggle around today. So start off, any packaging material is going to come out of the wardrobe. Some clothes I want to continue using will go from there into here. A couple of things will stay hanging, otherwise into storage. I've got some new under the bed storage to use. Is there anything I can get rid of? Well, the packaging, that can come out. But is there anything to actually chuck out? I'm not sure yet, but I'm hoping the basket, which is an awkward object, will fit in there. Then, this is what I mean, you know, the good thing about living in a smaller home is you don't end up with a lot of junk because there's nowhere to keep junk. Now, I've got a bit of underbed space. And I'm going to assemble them in a minute. These things are going to, basically, they're going to go under the bed, and I'm going to have one for packaging, one for some shop stuff, and then another one should tuck that way for any of that clothing from the wardrobe that I'm going to move, because this is going to move, my blanket box, which I use as a window seat. Now the thing is, I'll come back this way when you come into this main room. Anyone who ever comes here for the first time, everybody does the same thing. They all walk to that window, and it looks really, it's hard to get an idea of the light in here. It looks really dark and dingy, doesn't it? It's not, it's really bright. It's just that with so much light from the window, see, if I move away from the window, the other areas you'll see start to lighten up. But as soon as the brightness of the window comes into the shot, everything else darkens down. Yeah, when anyone ever comes here for the first time, they always walk straight through to that window and have a look at the view and enjoy it. So at the moment, this blanket box is in the way, and like I said, I use it to sort of sit on, to read on, I take photos on it. So what I want to do with the blanket box, when I come to This is, I'm talking specifically now about when I come to stage it for selling, is get it out of the way. It's going to come under here, under the eaves. More problems with lighting, hang on. Once we get out of the way of the window, it should make sense. So that blanket box is going to come right up here, and then it will act like almost like as a little side, like a nightstand for the bed. In fact, I will probably dress it as that. I might put a book on it, a short lamp. That's all packaging materials for my shop. And then these last two, these are crates that I use to keep shop stock in. I'm sort of running the stock down a bit now. So I want to get rid of all of these. Where on earth are they going to go? So that's the stuff which is going to go into these new underbed storage boxes. They fold out, I'll show you shortly, to go into this position here and here. Don't know where I'm going to put the bubble wrap. Probably the bubble wrap will have to live tucked down there between the bed and the blanket box. Now, also under here, I've got an old suitcase which I want to drag out because it's got items in that I want to sell, and I want to sell them at a shop in the centre of town. I want to go in the centre of London. I want to go up there quite soon. So what I thought is, if I'm going to be pulling all these boxes out today, the suitcase trunk in question is right at this top end, so I can pull it out and down. Yeah, get it that today. It's going to be filthy dusty because last time I tried to get under here to dust, I managed to pull out all these baskets and bits under here. They've all been pulled out, and you know, I've had a good hoover dusting under there. It's never enough though, is it? So that's the plan, is a big, take all of this out, get it stored, jiggle, use under the bed more, have a really quite substantial jiggle around in here, both in the top and emptying the wardrobe, and then that, doing the wardrobe bit, will make space for 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2. It'll make room for those 8, those 2, and then just go downstairs. It should all make sense. It's just going to take me a bit of time. Does that make sense to you? Anyway, let's see how I can get on. Oh, hot and sweaty. Just put my phone in my pocket, just in case I decide to tip myself over. Right, so it's also a day where I could do with, this is a typical two pairs of hands day, so I can pass things down. So packaging, that's going to go under the bed. Studio light I need to have nearby. That's webbing for bunting. I'm getting back to sewing. Art straws. That's for, at some point, that's for me to practice corn doll making. Practice with art straws before I move on to corn. One of my most precious possessions in my whole life, my whole world. That's my seed collection. What I'm aiming for, these are my empty bottles that I use for oil. What I'm aiming for, oh my goodness, I forgot I had these. It's Coco de Pampol, oh my goodness. What I'm aiming to do is to make a gap at the back. I've got it just here. Is, opla, this basket should, will it fit? Oh, it's, oh, I don't want to force it. Darn it. It's not going to fit. Right. Okay, that's not going to fit up there. It's my harvesting basket. So what I might do is find somewhere for it in the kitchen, and then when I come to moments of staging, maybe just fill it with vegetables and have it on the table so it just looks like, oh, I've just been to the market. That's a bit annoying. What I'm going to do though is, I can see there's another dog. I don't know if you can quite make out right in the top. There's another old dog towel there. How many dog towels do I need? Right, I'm going to go back up there. I'm going to turn you guys off. I'm going to go back up there and see if there's anything up there that I can get rid of. I doubt it because I've already been through all my cupboards, but I'm getting to that stage now. Literally every single inch of space counts. Oh, and by the way, just in case anyone's thinking, I'll mention it now. This idea that there's going to be boxes in the wardrobe instead of clothes hanging, and I know people are going to say, oh, but for staging you should stage it exactly how it's supposed to be. I'm going to put a label on. There will be some clothes hanging there, but I'm going to put a big label on to say, sorry for these boxes, I've already started packing. This rail holds, and I've tried it, I've checked it already, this rail holds 45 wooden hangers. You know what it boils down to is this. Yes, I would like to stage it with beautiful clothes, all colour coordinated. Don't own beautiful clothes. But I'd like to have it showing like that with space between them. Oh, lovely, lovely. But where are those boxes going to go otherwise? There's just going to be boxes everywhere. So I'm kind of trying to pick the lesser of all the evils, as it were. Either storage, which is going to cost me possibly hundreds, including the hiring of a van and a person to drive, or have boxes all over the landing. They look awful and have a nice wardrobe, or just get them put in the wardrobe and therefore first impression coming up the stairs, gorgeous space, light, airy, come into the flat. They're not going to come straight in the flat because the front door will be in front of this anyway. They're not going to come in and open the wardrobe straight away. They're going to come in and hopefully see that view in the living room. Right, enough chat, I need to get on. Right, well, the welly boots are now away. Let's have, there's my note about 45 hangers, that's to myself. Keep those. Right, dump. I don't mean dump as in take them to the dump. I mean, what do I generally not wear so much? Those. And if it's something I do wear, I'm going to leave some space for hanging. I'm not actually going to put all these boxes in right now. I'm just going to get used to this. I just wanted to make a start on this, so these can all be hopefully packed in that one that's going to be under the bed. Oh, they're heavy. It's coats though, isn't it? Summer dresses. I can also now see all the bits and bobs that are stashed down there, which need to come out. That gives me a good idea. So, yeah, so some of those, like I said, they'll get folded and they can go onto this shelf down here that I'm going to take out of use, as in, at the moment it's all sorts of envelopes. These are the envelopes that I use for lavender bags and bunting, so hopefully this little stash will start to go down as I get sewing again. I'm getting so hot. Oh, hold on a sec. Yeah, I could do with a GoPro on the top of my head or something. Card envelopes. Oh yeah, recycling. This is I forgot I had these actually, because now I have a different plate. This is recycled stuff. So a certain delivery company, when friends get things sent, I say, yes, please, these card changed where I keep these now, and these make up little boxes. And then my little shredder. Great. So I've got a whole nother shelf like these, completely free right through to the back. So I can use that for some of my shirts. And in terms of up top, let me see, how much can you see or not see? Oh, hang on. It's going to be one of those squeaky days. Right, you can see it now. So there's a bit of space here at the front. Or that's good. I've taken out of there to get rid of a couple of blankets that I used to have in the shed. They've been washed. Obviously, I wouldn't have put them away. So they're washed. I think that's our Gary. Yeah. They're washed. So I really don't need them, and I need the space more, so they can go to charity. I've got a charity pile on the go, of course I have. There's also, it's so warm today, muggy. We are due a big storm, I think. I've also taken out of there's some bits of MDF. They were for a project in the allotment. I'm never going to do that now. And you might think, oh, we'll keep them for something else, Vivi. There are no more projects happening in this flat. No projects happening down at the garden. I am not hanging on to bits of wood and MDF for projects which aren't going to happen here. And you might think, yeah, but you might do something in your new home. Yeah, and every single thing that gets packed and moved adds to the cost. So, yeah, they're out now. Good. I don't need to really do any more with this today. That's just more, actually, the stuff that's down at the bottom, I will have a little look through. There's a couple of books and some other bits and bobs. But that bit is more to sort of show me that, yeah, this is going to be possible. Now, let's move in there, because I need to get behind the bed, under the bed, around the bed, every which way. Come on, let's go and play trampolines on my bed. Right, let's be having you. Oh, blah. Hold on a sec. These storage crates, I mean, I'm not a massive fan. I find them quite ugly, but they were useful for a previous job before this. Left over from a previous job, so I've used them. But after this session now, what I'm hoping, I've actually already gotten rid of 3 of them. This is what I mean about playing trampolines on the bed today. Yeah, I've already got rid of 3 of them. I took them to one of my charity shops and said they can either sell them as they are, because I think they're quite expensive. I think they're about like 10 quid each. Or if they don't want to sell them, they could also, they could use them in their own, back in the outback, not in the outback, out back in the shop where they've got all their stuff. So I know, for instance, they have boxes where they keep seasonal stuff. So, just have a sleep now. Yes, if it's like Easter, Valentine's, Christmas, that sort of thing. Right. Where there's a will. Now, I'm not going to put my blanket box back here yet. That would be a last minute thing. That's for staging. It's too practical. Firstly, I like to sit there and look out at the world. Secondly, I photograph, so that's going to stay where it is for now. But good, get this area cleared, and it's going to need a right royal dusting. And now, now I need to try and find that trunk that's got the vintage clothes in it that I want to sell. Hold on a sec. Hopla. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so dusty. Yuck. Oh my goodness, you know what, my bed is so comfy. It's the kind of bed that if I sit on it for just 2 minutes, I could be asleep in seconds. Right, this was the one that I wanted to get out. Oh my god, it's filthy dusty. I'm ashamed to show you, but show you I will. Oh, so, this gorgeous old case. Oh god, it's heavy. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful vintage tea dresses and bits in here to sell. Gorgeous. Look at this silk, that print. It's so beautiful. It's hard to see in the light today because we're having the storm, but it's a grey background with a sort of sea spray, sea glass, greenish colour and pink flowers. But one of the reasons I want to get these all out now is because I want to hang them. Ah, good. Well, I've made space in the wardrobe now, haven't I? I want to get things hung and steamed, so steam the creases out, but oh my giddy goodness. That's disgusting. Right, we're really struggling with the light, aren't we, because we're pointing to the window. I'm going to turn you around and show you these bits I've bought. Hold on a sec. This is 3. This is how they've arrived. Pretty dinky. Let's see how easy they are to put up and then to put under. Oh, I feel mucky dusty today. Hang on a minute. Oh, yes. Nice big. It's really, really humid suddenly, really close. Now, obviously, all down the back of the sort of in the eaves under the bed, all that area, I'm going to give it all now a really, really, really thorough clean. But this is what I purchased online for underbed storage. That's how it's arrived, I think. I see. So that's obviously the section that goes in the bottom. I think it's quite handy that they fold flat, because then if there's a point at which they're very flat. There we go. So it's got rigid sides. Yeah, if there's a point at which I don't need one or t'other of them, then I can fold them right out of the way again. So once that's in the bottom, that's good. So what it means is that because the sides are rigid, then if it's not completely full, it's not going to collapse. So that's what you'll see underneath the bed from the front. Oh, there's a little pocket for a label. Or that end, it's got no pocket, but there's a little handle to pull it out. So when you look at it, when you see it under the bed, it's not going to be too in your face. And let's just put it down a second. Oops. Yeah, there are all sorts of variations on these underbed storage things, aren't there? And clear ones, in a way. I didn't want anything too plasticky, so this is a fabric. There is some plastic in there, but it's mostly fabric. The see-through one's great, so you know what's in there. But on the other hand, because mine's a little bit more on show than that, you know, that if you could see through and see everything in there, it would just a mess. So, right. Order of play, it's all written down for me on my pinboard, on my clipboard. The order of play. Firstly, dust, clean, hoover, get that dust out of the way and gone. I'll get the windows open. The windows are closed at the minute because the traffic noise is a bit invasive for us while we're chatting. Get all that dust out of the way. Get the windows wide so I can get a breeze through here and cool down. Clean. Then I've got 3 of these storage things that I've just shown you, 3 like this. So one is going to be for some shop stock. The great thing about books for my shop, just to say as well, is this is all shop stock here. That whole shelf, that's all shop stock. You don't walk into this room and think, oh, there's a shop in this place. It just looks like my own personal collection. So it's not horrible to see for a viewer, you know, a potential buyer to my home. So that's great. So there's not a lot of shop stock otherwise apart from that. But anyway, one of them is going to be for shop stock. One of them is going to be for packaging materials, and then the one on the back end will be for any of that stuff from the wardrobe that I've taken out that I'm not going to have on the foldy shelf, that I'm just going to pack away, like winter stuff mostly. So that should really be a tidy answer. It will clear up that under-eave space next to the bed. That I personally will be really happy to have all that boxes and packaging stuff away from my pillow. Yay! And then eventually my blanket box can then just scoot up into that gap and be like a nightstand. It'll be really unobtrusive. Great. I feel like I'm making some progress. I need to clean out in the hall. That can happen in due course. But yeah, just those final bits and bobs from the shed. I'm pretty much, that's done. It's as good as done. Obviously, like I was saying with the basket, I have baskets everywhere. That's my random chat basket. That basket, I think it will work in the kitchen. Literally, when it comes to a showing day, I can just have it on the countertop with vegetables in it. And it's like I said, it'll look like, oh, I've just returned from the market. In other words, it's not going to look like, oh, this flat is really cluttered and there's no space. I'm packing a lot away, it's good. How do I feel about it? You feel miles away, hang on a tick. That's better. You felt like you were miles away. I like to have us close when we're chatting. Yes, so I was just kind of starting to say, oh, and you know, how am I feeling? And I mean, I feel pooped, but that's, I don't know, that's like a 2-year thing now. I feel okay. I feel quite positive, actually, in terms of sort of everything and general. I have very much been, how to put it, these last few months, I've tried to not look at the whole picture, the whole general picture of my life and everything, etc., because it's overwhelming and terrifying. It's just too much. Oh, I can't do it. So I have been very much living kind of in the moment, one day at a time. Now, that's not to say that there isn't a plan. Of course there's a plan. You know me, I'm a planner. That's not to say there isn't a list in terms of, you know, monthly. There's a monthly list, a weekly list, a daily list. So I am pushing myself to keep progressing, to keep moving forward, and I feel like I have been. And then there have been days where my energy has been just absolutely through the floor, or it's a high pain day, and I say, okay, maybe today I need to kind of reel it back a bit and just be really quiet, or even just have a day off. You know, heaven forbid. It never quite works out like that, but to have a few sort of slower days, because I know that big scary picture that I try not to look at has been broken down into lots of biter-sized pieces, and I know that I'm getting them ticked off. I know that I'm getting there, and oh, sorry, it's dust. Yeah. What I did have in the last couple of days, the thoughts that have been coming up have been, I've been projecting quite a bit further forward in terms of what needs to be happening. So, how to put it succinctly? Yeah, for the last few months, I've been very much just thinking about one job at a time. I'm fixing this, I'm painting that, I'm doing this, I'm storing that, and actually, you know, it's quite pleasant. One stays in the moment, one gets lost in those jobs, la 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 la. But because that list is getting tick, 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 I'm now getting to the business end of what this is all about. And I'll be honest with you, I might get a bit emotional. I'm getting to the point where, yeah, I need to start house hunting in earnest. You know, everything here will be done. I need to spend quite a chunk of time doing some sewing. I need to generate some income. That's really, really important. But otherwise, yeah, I'm getting to the stage now where I need to start on my to-do list. It will say things like, call the estate agents and make appointments for them to come over here and look at the flat. And it's great. It is so good that I'm at that stage. But it suddenly, like I said, in the last couple of days or so, that's what's been dawning on me. And so suddenly I'm now at that, like, stage, scary stage. I don't want to leave my lovely little home. Anyway, you know, I've talked about all that before. So in general, I feel really positive. I'm just getting on, just get these jobs done, do them, tick, tick, tick. Very soon I've got a whole pile here of my vinyl. This is the Smiths' Queen is Dead. God, I paid $7.99 for this album. That was a lot of money in... What year was The Queen is Dead? But this is a special one because... Is there a date on it? 1985. Oh my God, it's nearly 40 years ago. See, I don't think of this stuff as being antique or even vintage, but when you think it's 40 years, something. So this is the Smiths, The Queen is Dead. It cost £8, which is a lot then. Albums are mostly about £4 because it's on green vinyl. So yeah, I'm going to be visiting a vinyl specialist to... Am I trying to get it? Hold on. Yeah, they need a bit of a dust and a clean up too. So there's still plenty to get on with, but... So I'm waffling now. I'm distracted. You know what it is? I'm waffling partly because it's that I keep coming back to that same thought in the last few days of, we're nearly at that point of just get it on the market, Vivi. And I know, listen, just say very quickly, I know there's probably tons of you right now screaming at the screen going, oh, just for God's sake, shut up and put it on the market. Just remember that you only see a tiny part of my life on camera. You don't see the vast majority of other stuff that goes on. There are reasons for everything. So yeah, don't shout at me and don't nag me, please. Right, that's enough for today. I'm going to now carry on. I'm going to get this all done, and then either next time we have a chat, I'll just quickly show you everything once it's done. I'm not going to keep you hanging around today because it's going to take ages, firstly, to get rid of all the filthy dust. I'll get on in my own sweet time this afternoon and this evening. It'll probably be afternoon and evening. And then next time we have a chat, I'll show you where I got to. And yeah, we'll take it from there and we'll get on with the next job, which I can't remember what the next... Oh, I know what the next job is. Right, until then, it's high time to say, stay well until that next one. But for now, cheerio, lovelies.